Well, the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development has embarked on a series of induction workshops for the newly elected regional council and local authority councillors as well as the senior officials. This is to equip them with knowledge and skills to serve their communities effectively. Now the workshop is designed to strengthen leadership, governance and service delivery on regional level. Now to give us more insights, we are joined by the Minister of Urban and Rural Development, James Sankwasa. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Now briefly, can you share with us what is the purpose of this induction and what is the importance of it on this level?
You see, induction is everywhere in life. Wherever you go, you need to be introduced to understand the whole faculty, the whole operations of the institution to which you are going. You see, councillors come in from various categories, various fields and expertise, so they need to come and harmonize their understanding and their appreciation of how a council can function and they should function, and even them to appreciate that when people go to vote for them, there are basic questions like why did people vote for them or why people don't vote for us. So people have expectation, and this is expectation we need to clarify from the beginning, that as we go into these offices, what does it mean to be a councillor and what is expected of a councillor. So therefore we have to give them guidance on the laws, because mind you, when a person becomes a councillor, they take an oath of office before a magistrate, a legal officer, to say that I'm going to uphold the laws. But basically we know that even if they take that oath, they still don't know which laws to uphold. This is the introduction that everybody needs to introduce to what their operation should be.
Okay. Yeah. Now, who is participating in these inductions, and also what are some of the key areas that will be touched on?
One, all regional councillors, all local authority councillors, and their administrative heads. Because you see, in a sphere like this in the public sector, there's what is called political administrative dichotomy, where the politics meets the administration. So this is a key area that most leaders and most staff members don't seem to understand, wherein the staff members will find they are claiming political interference in administration. Yet it's not interference, it's intervention. So this must be very clear. When does the councillor become involved in council matters? When does the staff members also expected to implement political directions? Because mind you, it's the politics that directs the administration, not vice versa. So if the politics directs and the administration resists, then there is a conflict, which must be cleared. You see, because the administration is there for execution of the policy that is developed and directed by the political level. And that is a very clear area. The other clear area that we must understand is financial management. You know, normally I have a saying that says, when finance is mismanaged, the whole relationship becomes challenged. See, when poverty walks in through the door, love flies through the window. So therefore, when money comes, it must be properly managed. Because money talks, but every time it says goodbye. If you don't manage it, it's gone. And we want to achieve much with it. So I emphasize financial management for the betterment of service delivery. And then we come to service delivery. Why do people have to go and vote? People vote for a councillor, people vote for a minister, people vote for whoever to come and serve, not to be saved. Councillors are not here to be saved. Neither am I as a minister here to be saved by the people. I am here to serve. So we need to clarify this because the area is very, very important. Service delivery have suffered so much in this country that the public were beginning to lose the confidence even in the ruling party because of poor service delivery. Look at our local authorities. We cannot be proud of them because of the dirtiness. And when the local authorities are so dirty, there are implications like outbreak of diseases. Then the health sector must move in. We must look for money to buy medicine, to buy that. But if we keep our stance and say, cleanliness is next to godliness, then we are getting there. So again, the issue that I want to emphasize that councillors must embark on is the issue of community participation and consultation. When you are appointed, you need to consult. what do you expect me to do as an appointing authority? Our appointing authority is the general public. The general public must tell us what they want us to do, not vice versa. And we must respond to their needs of the people. So this is why I'm emphasizing these areas, raw human resource management. If you don't manage people properly, even in the homes, if you don't manage your kids properly, the house will not be performing. So human resource becomes very, very important to manage for the betterment of the organization. You see?
Now, Minister, why is capacity building for councillors and senior officials critical for effective urban and rural development?
Capacity is very, very important. In every situation, capacity becomes important because without the capacity you can't deliver. Without the capacity you can't deliver. So it's better to capacitate the leadership, capacitate the administrators to understand the operation requirements. So capacity is, see what has caused issues here in this country is that capacity. Because the capacity is important in the sense that right now it's being challenged. And I hope political parties, as we go in the next elections, they will start addressing the issue of capacity. There's no point of going to recruit a chief executive officer, a chief regional officer with a master's degree, but you give him to be held or to be supervised by a grade 10 or a grade 6. It doesn't help because they will not understand each other. When an administrator who is qualified presents a budget to a person who is illiterate, how do they understand each other? How does this person with primary education understand the budget? Seriously, we should start looking at the importance of governance if we look for capacity. Right now, we have emphasized more politics than governance. And the politics requires everybody. But governance does not require everybody. It requires a person who is capacitated. So political parties in the whole Namibia, including my own political party, should start looking at who qualifies to be a councillor. Just like we are looking who qualifies to be a chief regional officer, who qualifies to be a director. It's important. There is no discrimination on that. But you find that political parties right now, from my own personal observation as a citizen, political parties are fearing to come up with a minimum requirement for a councillor, for a member of parliament, because they fear that members are going to move away from another party. But we are doing ourselves a disservice in the country if we don't address the issue of capacity. There is no way we can capacitate a person who cannot be capacitated. That's frank as it is. We cannot chicken away from that reality. That you need a councillor that when you say this is what the law is, the person can go and read and understand. But a person who cannot even understand, how do you capacitate that? So capacity is very, very important.
Okay. Now, how do you expect this in a workshop to improve governance and service delivery?
You see, when you equip people, like we are doing now, when you equip people, you give them the tools to perform. Obviously, you expect performance. But if people are not properly equipped, then there is a problem. So I expect that after this workshop that is going to be countrywide, we expect a different level of performance. The president has got a performance agreement with ministers, right? So there is going to be a performance agreement between the minister and the chairperson of regional councils, chairperson, mayors of towns. There has to be a performance agreement. Because if people don't have this performance agreement, then you don't know as a minister what these people are expected to do and what they are expected to deliver. There is going to be this new phenomena that if it's done at ministerial level, it must be done there. It's done in parastatals, it must also be done in regional councils or local authorities. So that at the end of 12 months, a person must be able to say, I've been a chairperson of this regional council and this has been my achievement. I've been a mayor of this town or this village council and this has been my achievement. If you have achieved nothing, the question, why are you still there?
Okay.
Yes.
Now, Honorable, briefly, what is your message to the councillors?
My message to the councillors is that we are Namibians. We are the people to build Namibia, nobody else. And mind you, if you live in Namibia, wherever you're going to go, you're a foreigner. And as a foreigner, you have no rights. So let's stick to what we have. Build on what we have. Avoid stealing from government. avoid that. Because the political position that we have right now, regional councils, parliament is not an employment bureau. It's not where you're going to look for jobs. We are there to look for service delivery. So this is my plea to councillors to understand we are not here for employment. We are not here to run away because I was unemployed or because I had a lot of outstanding bills in the council, so I want to go into the council so that I don't pay this bill. That message must be very clear. That's what we are there for.
Thank you very much, Honorable. Well, that was the Minister of Urban and Rural Development giving us insights on what is going to transpire during the induction workshops. Now, the induction workshop will kick off today right here in Kavango East region at Rundu, where officials from Kavango West, Zambezi region and Kavango East region will be participating in this induction.